Joining us tonight is Aram, Hamparian, Executive Director, Armenian National Committee of America, one of the groups protesting at the ambassador's residence yesterday. I'm going to have you introduce the other people as we go along, but tell me, you were there protesting what and why?
Violence and human rights abuses within Turkey, the very types of abuses that we thought were taking place just in Turkey, but as it turns out, they were exported to right here in Washington, D.C.
So you were protesting the president's administration back there.
Sure.
and how he's conducting himself. What started the violence? What happened? You were in the park across the street from the ambassador's residence, right?
Yep, we were in the park protesting peacefully.
Not even on the sidewalk in front of the residence. You were okay.
Yeah,
and then
across the street, across the police line, peacefully protesting, chanting, holding signs, as if a signal was given. About 8 or 9 of the security guards came across the street, stormed the street, rushed right past the U.S. police, the Secret Service, and just proceeded to beat anyone that they could get their hands on, including Lucy here, including Ceren, including Mehmet. People were very badly bloodied, sent to the hospital. Really a tragedy that violence takes place in Turkey, but even worse that it's exported here to the U.S.
Well, let me start with you. What were your injuries, the extent of your injuries? What happened?
I got minor brain injuries. I lost concussions. Yeah.
Okay. You were hit in the head?
Yes, I was beaten in the head.
Beaten in the head?
Yes.
And you're certain it was one of the security detail?
Oh, yes. I was standing in the front line, and I was looking at the people across the street, and I saw another group emerging, and it was about 5 people, but they were dressed up totally different. They were not dressed up in suits, so it was a military guard. They were wearing military heavy boots and, clear cut and sunglasses, and they just emerged to the existing group and they ran towards us. And next thing I know, I don't know how I fell, but I fell on the ground and I've learned that someone is beating in my head nonstop and in my back. But then I lost the concussions.
Okay, all right. Your name and the extent of your injuries?
Yeah, my name is Ceren.
Okay.
And we were in a peaceful demonstration. And suddenly we attacked by the Erdoğan's bodyguard, and I ran opposite direction from our friends, and I caught by one of the Erdoğan's bodyguard. He put me in a headlock, and while he's hurting me, he was treating me, and he was saying, "You're dead. I'm going to kill you." And in that moment, I thought he's going to kill me.
Okay.
Yeah, this is Mehmet. I was in the front, and then I look at one of our friends who has the baby across the street. I was going to help her to cross the street, and then when I see the people start to attack, one of the bodyguard, he just attacked me, and then after that there was more than 6-7 people. One time they punched me in my face, my head, everywhere.
What were D.C. police doing? Secret Service. They're always surrounding the embassies. What were they doing?
I think they were overwhelmed. I think it was just shocking for them. They simply didn't expect that foreign dignitaries' bodyguards, security guys, would rush a line, cross over to peaceful protesters, and take them on. I think they literally were caught by surprise.
Okay, being surprised, being shocked, that's one thing. But again, what did they do? Physically, what did you see them do?
First of all, we have to give credit to DC police officers because it was not many of them. They were not expecting this to happen. It was only a few, I would say maybe 5 or 6 of them. And they just got hit by such an overwhelming crowd, and they were doing their best to protect us. And later on, I saw the videos how they were trying to pull up those who were beating them.
Okay, and that's what I'm trying to get at. So they did try to help. They did try to come between you and the security detail. They did try to protect you as best they could.
They did. But the thing is, the arrogance of those guards was like, when I say shocking, it was shocking. Like they were treated that park like it was their world. And the fact that police told them to stop, they didn't care at all. Just went right by. This is
their territory.
Yeah, it was. That's the most shocking thing of this whole thing.
How does this compare to demonstrations back in Istanbul, in Turkey? I mean, the homeland. Is this how they confront demonstrators there?
Very much so. This is exactly the type of thing you would expect in Turkey, but you wouldn't expect in Washington, D.C. Really sad.
Okay. All right. Are you pressing charges? Has anybody talked to you about pressing charges?
We're talking to lawyers. We're pursuing our options. We have a lot of options. Both against the guards and a number of other stakeholders. So we're looking at the legal options right now. Obviously very active politically, trying to talk to the legislators about it as well.
Okay, so you're lured up, okay?
Yeah,
this is Washington, D.C. Okay, thank you very much for coming in and sharing what you had to say. What if the security detail, if these guys do have diplomatic immunity? What if there are no charges? What if they're just told, don't come back?
I think they already left the country, but I think the State Department already is investigating to find out the name of these people to ban them from entrance into the country. But at the same time, what we would like to see is from our government to make some statement or take measurements against what happened to us.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. You think that you go ahead?
I hope to see that because I never thought I'm safe in Turkey, but now I see I'm not safe in this country to want Erdoğan bodyguard there.
Right.
I hope that my government is going to do something like that.
Yeah.
The U.S. should protest, demand that the Turkish government waive all diplomatic immunity and return the guilty parties for trial here in the U.S.
Yeah, and if they don't do that, if they don't waive diplomatic immunity, which is rare, I mean, in the many years I've been here, it's very rare when they do this. There are steps, there are sanctions that the U.S. government can take, the State Department can recommend. Absolutely, right? Am I right?
Absolutely.
Okay. Thank you very much for coming in and sharing this information. We'll stay on this. We'll continue to follow this story. We should point out that we did reach out to the State Department for the latest details on their investigation. A spokesman not saying much more than they've already said this week. The conduct of the Turkish security personnel earlier this week is deeply disturbing. The State Department has raised its concerns about those events at the highest levels, and a thorough investigation that will allow us to hold the responsible individuals accountable is of the utmost importance to us.